8, we're taking a look at the different triangles that we have. Again, we have got 3, a small triangle, a medium triangle. Together they make the entire large triangle. And because they're all similar, we can create proportions with them. And so we're trying to identify what's the missing part of this proportion as we compare these different sides. Well, the way that I would go about this, I've got two fractions, two ratios that I'm really comparing, right? And we know this one. The numerator in that first one is xw. We know this one. We know this one. And we're trying to find this guy down here. But we need to recognize which parts of which triangles those are. So if I look at, let's say we're starting over here, xw. xw can only come from one triangle, right? It's the full side of that medium triangle on the left. Okay, so this is the medium triangle, and it is the longest leg of that medium triangle. Let's compare that to the stuff that we see over here. Here we've got ZW and YW. So ZW is this. So you could look at that line as two different things. You could say, well, that's the longest leg of this small triangle. You could also look at as the shortest leg of this medium triangle. Okay, so we got a couple options there. And then if I look at the last thing that I know is YW. Well, YW is the short leg of the small triangle. It couldn't be anything else. Okay, so I'd look at this and say that's the short leg. If I want to call it short leg, and maybe this entire thing is coming from the small triangle. Okay, short leg of the small triangle, and now that kind of helps me define what we had up top. ZW is the long leg. Here I'll put leg, short leg, long leg from the small triangle. Okay, and now if I go back to what I had originally, XW was the long leg, but this time it was from the medium triangle. Okay, so I know this one, I know this one, I know this one, and I can tell where they came from. That tells me now that the missing piece must be the short leg from the medium triangle. Okay, so if I'm looking at this medium triangle in here, the short leg is right there. It's WZ. So that is the missing part of this particular proportion.